After 2 years, the Mate series, the representative of Huawei's high-end models, has finally ushered in an update. Only 1% of very low power, can make calls. Beta satellite communication, can be used in the case of no signal, and the first anti-fall glass makes the mobile phone not afraid of falling. Recently at the Huawei Mate 50 series conference, which was watched by over 10 million people, Huawei brought a number of leading black technologies. Due to well-known reasons, Huawei has become one of the very few manufacturers that will release 4G flagship mobile phones in 2022. But this does not affect the attention of all walks of life to this mobile phone. For a period of time, the United States has increasingly used national power in various unconventional means to contain the rise of China's science and technology and maintain the United States' technological hegemony. The blockade and suppression of Huawei embodies the storms the Chinese companies have to face on the road to becoming bigger and stronger. The United States curbs the trend of international competition reflected by Huawei, which in turn requires Chinese companies to dare to use international rules to fight. Facing the future, China must adhere to the combination of active action and forced drive, and make every effort to do a good job in scientific and technological innovation. A major event related to the rise and fall of the national fortune forging ahead under adversity. Huawei launched the Mate 50 to regain its high-end market share. Huawei is a private technology company that produces and sells telecommunications equipment. Mobile phones are one of its 3 core businesses and are part of Huawei's consumer business. In 2003, Huawei began to expand into the field of mobile communications. In the early days, Huawei mobile phones mainly provided supporting services for Huawei Technology Systems. In 2010, 2 mergers and acquisitions of Huawei's acquisition of U.S assets aborted, and the telecommunications industry faced an industry ceiling. As a B2B company, Huawei decided to transform and enter the B2C field soon. Huawei clearly proposed the cloud computing network pipeline terminal development strategy. In 2014, the Mate 7 mobile phone sold well and became an iconic product in China's high-end mobile phones, thus laying the foundation for Huawei's high-end mobile phone brand. In December 2013, Huawei adopted a dual-brand strategy, splitting out the Honor brand and targeting the mid to low-end market. In June 2014, Huawei Honor released the world's first 8-core 4G Cat6 mobile phone on her 6th flagship new product, which attracted attention. In 2017, Honor mobile phone topped the top 1 Chinese internet mobile phone brand with sales of 49.68 million units in sales of 71.6 billion yuan on the afternoon of September 9, 2022. Many customers experienced the newly released Mate 50 series mobile phones in Huawei's global flagship store in Shanghai. After years of development, Huawei has gradually grown into the world's 3rd largest smartphone manufacturer, close to Apple and Samsung. In the first half of 2020, in the Chinese smartphone market above 600, Huawei slightly surpassed Apple with a 44.1% share. From May 2019 to August 2020, the United States imposed multiple rounds of sanctions on Huawei, resulting in Huawei's lack of high-end chip supply after September 15, 2020. Under the crisis of core shortage, Huawei's mobile phone business revenue declined, and it was forced to sell Honor in November 2020. The blockade by the United States has brought pains to the development of China's high-tech industry, but it is also accelerating the process of independent innovation and domestic substitution globally. There are not many manufacturers, but can independently develop top-end high-end chips, and Huawei HiSilicon is one of them. Huawei HiSilicon can independently develop a variety of chips, such as Kirin series, Kuamping series, Link Sales series, Xington series, and Balan series. These chips are used in different devices, such as mobile phones, servers, and base stations. Among them, the Kirin series in the Balong series are well known to users because the Kirin chip is a Huawei mobile phone chip. It is also known as the world's top 3 high-end mobile phone chips with Qualcomm, Snapdragon 8 series and Apple series, while Balong is widely known by users because of 5G. After all, on a global scale, the Balong 5000 chip is the world's first communication chip that supports 5G dual mode. That is to say, because Huawei is leading in 5G and other fields, the sales of Huawei's high-end mobile phones and 5G mobile phones have grown by leaps and bounds. But no one thought that the chip rules have been revised many times, resulting in TSMC not being able to ship freely. We all know that Huawei HiSilicon chips are all manufactured by TSMC. After TSMC could not ship freely, Huawei entered the field of chip semiconductors in an all-round way and had to make breakthroughs in terminal manufacturing and new materials. In addition, Huawei has also invested heavily in the domestic semiconductor chip industry chain, such as light source technology and EDA software. The most important thing is that there has always been news that Huawei will produce and manufacture chips independently, and the investment will exceed $20 billion regarding Huawei's manufacturing of chips. 3 news have officially come. Huawei can design and develop world-class chips, but it cannot manufacture them. Therefore, whether Huawei really wants to manufacture chips independently is the most concerned issue for users. A few days ago, Huawei HiSilicon once again stated that it needs to make a comprehensive breakthrough in the field of chips. However, 3 news officially came later about Huawei manufacturing chips. The first news said that Huawei assisted in the construction of a wafer fab at SMIC. The two may also cooperate to build a wafer manufacturing plant with the aim of realizing mass production of Huawei HiSilicon chips as soon as possible. In addition, the report also pointed out that Huawei personnel negotiated with TSMC's supply chain partners about purchasing equipment. The second news said that Huawei will release 2 new Kirin chips this year, the Kirin 830 processor and the Kirin 720 processor, both of which are manufactured using the 14 nanometers process. We all know that Chinese experts have long said that China's domestically produced 28 nanometers chips can be implemented in 2021, while 14 nanometers chips can be implemented in 2022 after the chip rules were revised. SMIC also stated that it could not OEM chips from certain manufacturers. The news that Huawei used domestic technology to independently build 14 nanometers and other chips was even more true. The third news is that Huawei will set up a precision instrument manufacturing enterprise At the end of 2021, Huawei said that the factory mainly produces some core devices, molds, components, etc. of Huawei's wireless digital energy and other products, as well as assembly and packaging and testing. This means that in terms of chip manufacturing, assembly, packaging, etc., Huawei has launched a small-scale test to achieve independent mass production. Of course, SMIC also officially made a statement indicating that it has never participated in or assisted Huawei in building a fab, and the cooperation between the two parties was only illegal in compliant business activity at the foundry level before. That is to say, neither SMIC nor Huawei has denied the matter of cooperating to manufacture chips. We all know that it is an indisputable fact that SMIC has purchased a large number of Dove lithography machines. But in terms of current orders, SMIC may not be able to use so many Dove lithography machines because its revenue mainly comes from 40 nmd and other processes. In addition, SMIC and Huawei have also cooperated deeply. Huawei sent a professional team to SMIC at the end of 2019. The purpose is to accelerate the mass production of Huawei Kirin 710, a chip by SMIC which uses SMYX 40 nanometers process. There are various indications that Huawei intends to enter the field of chip manufacturing and has begun small-scale attempts to achieve more independent mass production of chips. Thank you for watching our video. After watching the video, how do you think about the development of Huawei in the world? You can put your opinions and ideas in the comments below. We will keep on uploading new videos, so your subscribe and likes will encourage us to create new videos.